Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Affan Santana, and I will present you my article. So my article is about the jokes in English classes, a meta-analysis about the use uh, in the ELT class. So English as an obligatory subject, it is a subject that is a must to learn in Indonesia, where students feel less motivated in participating at the classroom, has become a major problem in many schools. One of the methods to promote students' motivation and to strengthen the relationship between teachers and students is by implementing humor in English classes. Furthermore, humor in the classroom has been used in many classes by various previous studies, which also has different approach in implementing the humor. So this paper will focus on the use, the type of humor used, and then discussing its effects as well in ELT class. So for the introduction, the use of humor in ELT class has been found to help create an amusing learn atmosphere. Uh, has been found in many previous studies, such as Martin, Bell, Abraham, and Tanissa. And then it is also found to be creating a cheerful or amusing learning atmosphere with humor is considered to be effective and can help to bridge the gap between learners and the teachers. So the relationship between teachers and students can also be strengthened by implementing humors. Banks and Laws also mentioned that a good interactions between learners and teachers have been proven to be the most significant contribution to making a positive environment in the classroom. This is just what I just said. So by promoting the relationship between teachers and learners, it will significantly improve the learners' environment and making it a positive classroom. Minchu also proved that applying humor in the classroom students tend to be more willing to participate in class and more knowledgeable. They can easily absorb knowledge if humor was implemented, and they are more willing to participate in the classroom. Numan also mentioned that humor can lighten the mood and reduce the students' anxiety in the classroom. This has been the most common problem for students, where students feel much more anxious in asking and talking with their teachers. So I hope that by implementing humor, students can feel uh, relieved and less anxiety in the classroom by talking with the teacher. And then going on to the definition of humor, according to Matsumoto, humor is an obvious expression of laughs and smiles by using funny stories, jokes, and humorous comments. And you can see the rest right here. Uh, Also, it also illustrated that humor is a reaction or gesture that moves 15 muscles on the face with a change of in breathing. So it is not just laughing, but also a change in breathing. Maybe it's not that funny when you can change in the breathing. And then also it is also a mental process that goes into both creating and perceiving such an amusing stimulus, which responds in the enjoyment out of it. So humor in this terms, in this matter, it's not just creating, and it is also about perceiving it as well. So creating a humor is also a mental process, and then perceiving it is also considered to be humor, and they found enjoyment out of it. And for the research method, a content analysis is applied. The data is collected through 25 previous studies from 2012 and 2022. And then the data were collected and analyzed through qualitative data. So the data will be analyzed descriptively and more to gain an in-depth understanding about the types of humor used, the use of humor, and its effect in ELT class. So we will focus on I will repeat that once again. This study will focus on the types of humor, the use of humor, and its effect in the ELT class. So talking about the types of humor, what are the types of humor? So there are a lot of types of humor from different experts, but One is from the Wonza and Freimer from 1999. The number one is related humor. Related humor is basically a humor that is has a relation with the topic, current topic on the English materials. So the humor is related. And then unrelated, the humor is not related by the topic. It is out of the topic. And then self-disparaging humor. Self-disparaging humor is a humor that reduce the quality of the teacher by means that uh, it is risky because it involves a fun jokes or making fun of the teacher himself or herself. This can cause an effective response, which causes teachers to lose their respects and credibility and students' expectation because they're making fun of themselves, the teachers themselves. So the next one will be unplanned humor. The unplanned humor is basically a humor that is not supposed to be funny, but students somehow find it funny. Findings and discussion. So what we found from the studies, most of the humor used is used to ease students' feelings and to create a positive and cheerful atmosphere. It is commonly found in many previous studies. It is also the implementation of humor through teaching media affects the same as verbal humor. So if the humor is implemented through video, songs, pictures, and many other teaching medias, the effect will still the same as verbal humor by the teacher. And it also found to be improve students' motivation, participation, knowledge absorptions, and attendance in learning. The students prove to be less sleepy, less anxious, and less stressed. This can help uh, solve our main problem that I just mentioned in the first place. Uh, Humor also strengthens the relationship between teacher and students in general, making students more willing to talk with their teacher. So the students will feel less anxious while talking with their teacher. And then the implementation of humor is still vague without guidelines or method or a clear program to follow. So we found that the teachers still vague and still have no clue to implement humor because there is no clear guidelines and method or a clear program to follow. So I think it is good for future studies to gain an in-depth research on these methods. So creating a clear guidelines and method and a clear program to follow will help will help teacher to implement humor. And conclusion and suggestion. Conclusion, there are various kinds of humor. There is from experts, yeah. But from this content analysis of study, it is found that the most of use humor is a humor that is positive, not making anyone feel bad. An affiliative humor, where it is supposed to make the relationship stronger between teachers and students, as well as creating a cheerful, relaxing class. This type of humor can be found in topic-related humor and topic unrelated to humor, whereas the humor has less risk than self-disparaging humor. And by the time that the teacher has more experience in implementing humor, they will have more natural the humor will be, and students will have to enjoy more. And then suggestion, as I just said, a clear program or method to use humor effectively and appropriately in class are required. So for future studies, we need an in-depth research on what kind of humor and how to use it properly, effectively in class. So I think that is all that I can say. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.